3 days passed since the first contact. The Wanderer now floated in a special zone. 12 Union ships surrounded them. Each ship stayed far away. Their sensors watched the human ship like it was a bomb that might explode. Gregory sat in the conference room with his senior staff. They were reading the latest message from Coordinator Zeftal. The alien now had help from other experts. There were xenobiologists who studied alien life. There were psychologists who studied alien minds. There were planetary scientists who studied alien worlds. "I still cannot believe they think Earth is horrible," Amanda said. She pulled up a picture of Earth from space. "Look at it, blue oceans, green land, white clouds. It is paradise." Daniel Kim was the medical officer. He looked up from his tablet. "I have been reading the biological data they sent us. They are not lying about the differences. The average Union citizen lives 40 to 60 years. They have one baby every 10 years. Their immune systems work in sterile environments. So what does that make us?" Lisa asked. Daniel showed them a chart. "Humans live 80 to 100 years in high gravity and high oxygen. We can have babies every month if we want to, though we do not. Our immune system fights thousands of germs every day. From their view, we are like walking tanks." The screen turned on. Zeftal appeared. This time the alien was not alone. 5 other beings stood behind them. One looked like a floating jellyfish. Another looked like a spider made of crystal. A third seemed to be made of liquid metal. "Captain Stone," Zeftal began, "I am with the Union Emergency Contact Committee. We have read your data. We have questions." The floating jellyfish glowed with lights. "I am Scholar Velmora. I study alien biology. Your files say you eat the flesh of other animals. Is this true?" "Yes," Gregory confirmed. "We are omnivores. We eat both plants and animals." All the committee members pulled back in shock. The crystal spider clicked its mouthparts. "You hunt living creatures for food?" "Well, most of us buy it from stores now," Amanda said. "We domesticated animals thousands of years ago. We raise them for food." "Domesticated," Velmora repeated slowly. "You captured predators. You made them depend on you." "For thousands of years, some of them, yes," Daniel said. "Dogs, for example. They came from wolves. We bred them for different jobs, including friendship, protection, and work." "You live with predators in your homes?" The liquid metal being rippled with distress. "For friendship?" Kyle pulled out his tablet. He showed them a picture. "This is my dog, Max. He is a golden retriever. He weighs 30 kilograms. He could probably kill small animals, but mostly he just wants to play and steal food." The committee stared at the picture in silence. "That creature has teeth for tearing flesh," Velmora said. "And it lives in your house?" "He sleeps in my bed," Kyle said happily. Zeftal made that wind chime sound again. "Let us talk about something else. Your data shows your planet has extreme weather. Hurricanes with winds over 300 kilometers per hour. Tornadoes that destroy whole towns. Tsunamis that flood the land for kilometers." "That is correct," Gregory confirmed. "We made warning systems in strong buildings to reduce deaths." "Reduce deaths," Zeftal repeated. "You accept that your weather will kill people. You just try to make the number smaller?" "We cannot control the weather," Gregory said. "We do our best to predict it and prepare for it." The crystal spider leaned forward. "Your data shows cities built on fault lines. Tectonic plates meet there. You built millions of homes in places that will definitely have earthquakes. San Francisco, Tokyo, Los Angeles," Lisa said. "Yes, they are beautiful cities with amazing cultures. We have buildings that can survive earthquakes. Survive, not prevent," Velmora noted. "Nothing can stop a big enough earthquake," Amanda said. "But we build to survive, and we rebuild when we need to." "You rebuild," Zeftal said flatly. "A disaster destroys your home and maybe kills your family. And you rebuild in the same place. Where else would we go?" Gregory asked. "The whole planet has risks. Earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, droughts. We adapt." The liquid metal being spoke for the first time. Its voice sounded like water over rocks. "We analyzed your history. You fought wars with each other. Thousands of wars. You made weapons that could destroy your whole civilization." The room went quiet. Gregory chose his words carefully. "Yes, we did terrible things to each other. Nuclear weapons exist, but we have not used them in war for over a century. We made global organizations to prevent their use. We are not perfect, but we are trying to be better." The committee looked at each other through their different eyes and sensors. "You made weapons of extinction. Then you chose not to use them?" Velmora asked. "Voluntarily?" It was not completely voluntary, Daniel admitted. We almost destroyed ourselves. But yes, in the end we chose to survive instead of fight. Zeftal pulled up another document. Let me make sure I understand. You evolved on a death world where nature tries to kill you. You domesticated predators and live with them. You built cities in the most dangerous places. You survived almost destroying yourselves. And now you have faster-than-light travel and want to join the Galactic Union. That is accurate, Gregory said. But you left out the good parts. We have art, music, and books. We have philosophy and science. We have love and friendship and hope for the future. You have art, Velmora said softly. On a level 15 death world, you made art. Amanda smiled. Would you like to see some? We brought our cultural database. We have thousands of years of human creativity to share. The committee was silent for a long moment. Then the crystal spider spoke. Yes. We would like to see your art. We want to understand how a species that lives with death every day also creates beauty. The crew of the Wanderer began, sending samples of human culture. They sent music. They sent paintings. They sent stories and poems. Gregory felt proud. Yes, Earth was dangerous. Yes, humanity made mistakes. But they also created something worth sharing with the galaxy, sir, Kyle whispered. We are still not mentioning Australia, right? Not yet, Gregory confirmed. Let them process what they already know first. The Union Central Command Station was amazing. It was a huge ring in space that orbited 2 stars. The Wanderer took 2 weeks to reach it. Zeftal's ship led them the whole way. A small fleet of curious aliens followed at what they thought was a safe distance. Gregory stood in a special observation room. The Union had built it quickly just for humans. The room had Earth normal pressure and oxygen. The walls were reinforced. The Union still thought humans were an environmental hazard. Through the window, he could see the station beyond. Thousands of different alien species moved through hallways designed for low gravity. The lights were dim, much dimmer than humans liked. The air outside would suffocate them in minutes. Quite a view, Amanda said. She came to stand beside him. Look at them all. 3,000 years of galactic civilization and we are the scary ones. The door opened. Zeftal came in wearing a suit like a hazmat outfit. Behind them, Scholar Velmora floated in a sealed ball filled with pink liquid. Captain Stone, Zeftal said through their suit speaker, the High Council reviewed your cultural data. They have questions, concerns, and several nervous breakdowns. Gregory turned from the window. What is the problem? Velmora's lights pulsed rapidly. Your entertainment is the problem. We looked at the files you called fiction. Horror fiction. Action fiction. What you call video games, oh no, Lisa muttered. Did we send them horror movies? Among other things, Zeftal confirmed. Let me read from the council report. You have stories where you scare yourselves for fun. Your video games show combat, survival, and apocalypse. Your sports involve people hitting each other at high speeds. Your children play games where they chase each other like predators hunting prey. That is fairly accurate, Gregory admitted. Is that a problem? Velmora's ball bobbed in distress. Captain, most Union species have entertainment about cooperation, meditation, and art. You recreate your nightmares for fun. We call it catharsis, Amanda explained. We process our fears by facing them in safe places. Horror movies let us experience danger without real risk. Action movies give us heroes to look up to. Sports teach teamwork and never giving up. One of your popular films, Zeftal continued while checking notes, is about a ship that sinks in freezing water. Thousands die. And this is a romance story? Titanic, Kyle said. Great movie. Made everyone cry. You cry at tragedy and call it entertainment, Velmora observed. Yes, Gregory said simply, because it reminds us to value what we have. It teaches us to care about others. It shows us that love and courage matter even when facing death. The 2 aliens were silent for a moment. Then Zeftal spoke more softly. The High Council wants to understand this better. They requested a cultural exchange program. We send observers to live with humans on your ship. You send people to observe Union society. That is acceptable, Gregory said. But I should warn you, our ship has Earth-normal conditions, we know. We have volunteers willing to train for it. Velmora paused. Captain, can I ask something personal? Of course, your planet tries to kill you every moment. Your own biology breaks down your cells. Your species faced war, plague, famine, and disaster throughout history. How do you stay optimistic? How do you build art and music and hope when death is so close? Gregory thought for a long moment. Maybe that is exactly why, he said finally. Because death is present, life becomes precious. Because we know our time is limited, we try to make it meaningful. We create art because the universe is dark and we want light. We love deeply because we know we could lose each other. We explore space because we want to understand our place before our time runs out. Amanda nodded. Earth taught us that nothing lasts forever. Mountains wear down. Civilizations fall. Stars burn out. But that does not make life meaningless. It makes every moment important. Velmora's lights changed to deep blue. I think I am beginning to understand. Your art is defiance. Our art is proof that we existed, Lisa said quietly. Long after we are gone, our music will remain. Our stories will survive. Our ideas will influence others. We are writing our message in the stars so the universe cannot forget we were here. Zephatal's feathers moved thoughtfully. The council was right. You are the most dangerous species we have met, but not because you are violent. Because you refuse to accept that anything is impossible. Gregory smiled. Is that a compliment? It is terrifying, Zeftal said. But yes, also a compliment. The next 3 months were strange. The Wanderer got 6 Union observers. Each one trained for weeks to handle Earth-normal conditions. They wore special suits at first. Slowly they got used to the higher gravity and oxygen. Meanwhile, Gregory, Amanda, Daniel, and Lisa moved to the Union station. They began learning to live in galactic society. The aliens were amazed and scared by human habits. They watched Kyle's crew play basketball. The humans threw themselves into physical contact that would hurt most Union citizens. The aliens watched dinner preparations like they were studying dangerous chemicals. They took notes as humans handled knives, fire, and boiling water. One morning, the observers gathered to watch the crew eat breakfast. Zeftal joined by video. The alien was too worried to come on the ship in person. Kyle poured himself coffee and took a long drink. Several observers pulled back. You are drinking a stimulant, one said. This alien looked like a 6-legged cat. On purpose, it is just coffee, Kyle said. Want to try some? The alien's translator somehow showed pure horror. That drink has enough chemicals to cause heart problems in 17 Union species. And you drink it every morning? Usually twice, Kyle admitted. Sometimes 3 times on long days. On the Union station, Gregory was learning too. He stood in what was like an alien marketplace. He watched aliens trade under light so dim he needed his suit's help to see. Everything moved in slow motion because of the low gravity. Conversations were quiet, almost whispered. There was no pushing, no hurrying, no loud voices. It is peaceful, Amanda said through their private channel. She was exploring a different part of the station. Almost serene, it is very quiet, Gregory agreed. No one seems stressed. Because their worlds do not try to kill them, Daniel's voice joined in. They do not have to rush. They do not have to fight. They evolved in places where survival was not a daily battle. And yet, Lisa added thoughtfully, they never made space travel on their own. The Union formed when one species achieved it and brought others along. They cooperate beautifully, but they do not innovate quickly. Gregory thought about that. Maybe that is the trade. Safety makes you careful. Danger makes you creative. That night, the human team met with the High Council for dinner. The room had separate zones for different atmospheres. Each species could eat in comfort. Gregory sat in his pressurized area, looking out at the council members. The High Counselor looked like a tree made of crystal. It spoke through the translator. Captain Stone, we have observed your people for 3 months. We studied your history, culture, and biology. We have a recommendation. Gregory sat up straight. We are listening. We recommend provisional membership in the Galactic Union. Full citizenship after a 5-year trial period. The humans looked at each other with excitement. That is wonderful news, Gregory said. Thank you. However, the High Counselor continued. There are conditions. You must accept that human biology makes you incompatible with most Union facilities. We will build special zones. Your ships will be classified as high risk. You must complete extensive training before direct contact with other species outside controlled settings. We understand, Gregory said. We will work within whatever rules are necessary. The High Counselor's crystal branches made soft sounds. Captain, may I speak frankly? Please do. In 3,000 years, the Union has become comfortable. We are safe, peaceful, and unchanging. Your species reminded us what it means to strive, to struggle, to refuse limitations. Some of us fear you, but others, including myself, think you are exactly what the galaxy needs. Welcome to the Union, humans of Earth. We will watch your progress with great interest. Captain Gregory Stone looked at the screen in front of him. The alien ship was beautiful. It looked like a giant crystal floating in space. The ship reflected light in ways that should not be possible. Gregory had never seen anything like it in his life. He stood on the bridge of the Wanderer. This was Earth's first ship to travel beyond the solar system. 73 people lived on this ship. They had been traveling for 6 months. Now they had finally found what they were looking for. They had found aliens. Lisa Morgan sat at her station. She was trying to send messages to the alien ship. Her fingers moved quickly over the controls. She tried every language code they had prepared. She sent mathematical patterns. She sent pictures. Nothing worked. The aliens were not answering. The alien ship had appeared 3 hours ago. It just showed up at the edge of their radar. Now it was coming closer. Gregory needed to decide what to do. Should they run? Should they wait? Should they try to get closer? Captain, I am getting something, Lisa said suddenly. Her voice was excited. It is not radio. It is something else. Something strange. They are using quantum signals. Wait. They are translating our language. The main screen flickered. Then an alien appeared on the screen. Gregory stared. The creature looked like a giant insect mixed with a bird. It stood about 7 feet tall. Colorful feathers covered its body. 4 eyes looked at them. Each eye moved on its own. I am Coordinator Zeftal of the Galactic Union Survey Corps, the alien said. The translation was perfect. Your ship has been flagged. We need to know where you come from. Tell me your planet's name and location. Gregory stood up straight. He wanted to make a good impression. I am Captain Gregory Stone from Earth. We are humans. This is our first trip beyond our solar system. We come in peace. We want to be friends with other civilizations. The alien tilted its head. Earth, that name is not in our database. Give me your coordinates. Tell me where this planet is. Lisa sent them the star charts. They showed exactly where Earth was located. Everyone watched as the alien looked at something off screen. Suddenly, all 4 of its eyes focused on them. The feathers on its body stood up. You come from Sector 447 Beta? The alien's voice went higher. The yellow star system? The 3rd planet from that sun? Yes, that is correct, Gregory said. Is something wrong? Zeftal made a strange sound. It sounded like wind chimes in a storm. Wrong? That world is classified as a level 15 Deathworld, maybe even level 16. It is one of the most dangerous planets we have ever found. Nothing should be able to live there. How did you build spaceships? The crew members looked at each other. They were confused. Level 15 Deathworld. Gregory felt worried. Coordinator, I think there is a mistake. Earth is beautiful. Yes, we have some problems, but it is not the most dangerous planet in the galaxy. Zeftal's feathers pressed flat against its body. The translator said this meant the alien was very upset. Let me understand this. You evolved on a planet where the oxygen is so high it ages your cells quickly. The gravity is 0.95 standard. That crushes most biological systems. Your tectonic plates move and cause earthquakes. Your animals have venom and claws and teeth. Your bacteria can eat flesh in hours. Gregory blinked. Well, when you say it like that, it sounds bad. And you survived all of that? Zeftal continued. The alien's voice kept getting louder. You thrived? You built cities on earthquake zones? You made predators into pets? You drink poison for fun? Kyle Pierce was the navigation officer. He leaned over to whisper to Gregory. Sir, I think they mean coffee coordinator. We are not dangerous, Gregory said carefully. We have been planning for this moment for many years. We have rules for peaceful first contact. We want to be friends, dangerous. The alien made that sound again. You do not understand. I am not worried you will attack us. I'm worried you will die. Any species from a level 15 death world needs special things to survive. Our stations cannot support you. We need to set up containment right away. Containment. Amanda Torres was the science officer. She spoke for the first time. With respect, Coordinator. We have been in this ship for 6 months. We do not need anything special. Just normal things that any carbon-based life needs. Zeftal stared at Amanda with all 4 eyes. 6 months in space? That is a full breeding cycle for most Union species. You can survive in the vacuum of space for that long? We are not in vacuum, Gregory corrected. We have life support systems. Show me your ship specifications, Zeftal demanded. Lisa sent the data. The alien was quiet for a long time as it read the information. Your air is 21% oxygen. Your water has hydrogen ions. That makes it acidic. Your gravity is almost one full standard. Your radiation shielding is barely adequate. Gregory was beginning to understand. What do your ships use? 8% oxygen, neutral water, 0.4 gravity, triple radiation shields. Zeftal's feathers were standing straight up now. And you are telling me that 73 humans have been living like this for 6 months? 73? Kyle muttered quietly. Wait until they hear about submarines. This conversation is being recorded and sent to Union Central Command, Zeftal announced. You must not try to board any Union ships or stations without protection. Do you understand? You are walking biohazards. Biohazards? Lisa looked offended. We have medical training and certifications from a level 15 Deathworld, Zeftal said flatly. Your medical training probably involves surviving injuries that would kill most Union citizens. Your doctors have seen diseases that would terrify our scientists. Your immune systems are probably fighting new threats right now. You could cause a pandemic or revolutionize medicine. We do not know which. Gregory realized this was going to take a long time. Coordinator Zeftal, maybe we should start over. Can we share information about our species? I think there are some misunderstandings on both sides. Misunderstandings? Zeftal sounded horrified and fascinated at the same time. Captain Stone, in 3,000 years of the Galactic Union, we have never met a species from a level 15 Deathworld that achieved space travel. Most never get past using simple tools. The fact that you exist at all is impossible. Please, yes, share your information. I think everything we know about evolution is about to change. The crew of the Wanderer started putting together files to send to the aliens. They gathered information about human history, culture, and biology. Gregory smiled. Humanity's first contact with aliens was definitely going to be remembered, just not for the reasons anyone expected, sir, Kyle said quietly. Should I tell them about Australia now or later? Later, Gregory decided. Much, much later. 2 years after first contact, the Earth-Union Cooperation Center was the busiest place in the solar system. It was built in orbit around Mars. The station was a mix of human and Union engineering. Different environmental zones were carefully sealed from each other. Gregory was now an admiral. He walked through the human section with his liaison. This was a Velcoon named Kress. Kress wore an environmental suit that made them look like an otter in a space helmet. The safety rules are too much, Kress complained for the 15th time that week. 3 airlocks between sections, cleaning fields, pressure warnings. They saved Merchant Felzon's life last month, Gregory reminded him. The merchant tried to enter the human section without protection. He almost died in the high oxygen air. Point taken, Kress admitted. Still, it makes trade hard. Trade had become important in human-Union relations. Earth products were exotic luxuries in the galactic market, though often for strange reasons. Coffee was first classified as a dangerous drug. Now it was popular with thrill-seeking Union youth who drank tiny amounts under doctor supervision. Earth music with its complex beats had created a whole new type of Union art. Human books were studied in universities as examples of survival psychology. And then there were the humans themselves. Word spread through the Union about the Deathworlders who laughed at danger. Scientists wanted to study them. Explorers wanted to hire them. Some species were scared. Others were fascinated. Lisa now led cultural exchange. She met them in the conference room along with Amanda, who was chief science advisor. Daniel stayed on Earth working on medical research with Union scientists who were amazed by human biology. We have a situation, Lisa said right away. The Union got a distress call from a mining colony on planet Kresnak. Their life support is failing. Rescue ships cannot reach them in time. What is the environment like? Gregory asked. Amanda pulled up the planet data. High gravity, 0.87 Earth standard. Oxygen-rich atmosphere, 19%. Frequent earthquakes. Active volcanoes. Pressure 1.2 Earth normal. The room went quiet. Kress looked between them. I do not understand. Those conditions should be impossible for any Union species. Why is there a mining colony there? Because they wear protective suits, Gregory said slowly. But if the suits are failing, they will die before rescue arrives, Amanda finished. Unless we send humans, Lisa said. Those conditions are rough but survivable for us. It is like being on a mountain with oxygen equipment. Kress stared at them. You want to send humans onto a level 12 death world to rescue Union citizens? Level 12 is only scary if you are not from a level 15 world, Gregory said. Prepare the Wanderer for launch. Get me a volunteer crew. And contact the High Council. Tell them the Deathworlders are coming. 6 hours later, the Wanderer appeared above Kresnak. The planet looked like a younger, angrier version of Earth. Rolling red clouds covered it. Surface temperatures changed wildly between day and night. Kyle Pierce was now captain. He got promoted after Gregory became admiral. He stood on the bridge with 15 volunteers. All were experienced. All knew the risks. The colony is in a volcanic valley, his science officer reported. Air readings are within limits, but we need breathers for the pressure. Temperature is 42 Celsius at the surface. Hot but manageable, Kyle said. How many miners? 47. Multiple species, all in bad condition. Their life support has been failing for 18 hours. Kyle turned on the comm. All teams suit up. We are going in. Union observers later described the rescue as the most terrifying display they ever saw. Humans went down into a volcanic hell wearing minimal protection. They moved through temperatures and pressures that would kill most Union species in minutes. They carried miners on stretchers through terrain so rough it was barely mapped. They fixed life support while volcanic vents spewed poison gas. They worked for 14 hours straight in conditions Union scientists said were impossible to survive. When it was done, all 47 miners were safe on the Wanderer. Daniel's medical teams treated them. Kyle stood on the bridge covered in volcanic ash. He grinned at the screen where Zeftal's horrified face stared back. All miners recovered, Kyle reported. No deaths. Though I could really use a shower and about 6 cups of coffee. Zeftal's feathers were completely flat. Captain Pierce, you just walked into a level 12 death world and rescued Union citizens like it was routine. Was not that hard, one of Kyle's crew said off-screen. Honestly, it was less dangerous than summer in Texas. The High Council wants to speak with you immediately, Zeftal said. I think they are going to upgrade Earth to level 16. Is that better or worse? Kyle asked. Worse, Zeftal said flatly. Much worse. Level 16 means the planet should not support life at all. Congratulations, Captain. You just proved humans can survive in conditions we thought were impossible. The rescue changed human-Union relations. Suddenly, Deathworlders were not just interesting. They were useful. Desperately useful. There were thousands of planets and stations that needed dangerous work in hostile environments. Projects deemed too risky. Explorations that were abandoned. Rescues that were impossible. Until now, contracts flooded in. Human crews were requested for deep space construction, planet surveys, and hazard response. Earth's economy had struggled to find its place in the galactic market. Suddenly it boomed. Human engineers, scientists, pilots, and medics were in high demand. But Gregory saw danger in that too. He called a meeting with Earth government representatives through Quantum Link. We cannot become the galaxy's emergency team, he argued. Yes, we can work in dangerous places, but that does not mean we should be the only ones doing it. We need to help the Union develop better safety technology, not just throw humans at every problem. Secretary General Patricia Rodriguez nodded from Earth. Agreed. We will set limits. No more than 30% of any human crew on hazard duty at once. Mandatory rest periods. And we push for Union investment in safety research. Amanda leaned forward. There is another thing. We are the first Death World species the Union found, but we probably will not be the last. We should work on procedures for when they find others like us. The Union is terrified of that possibility, Lisa said with a small smile. They have been surveying level 10+ worlds for centuries, but always from orbit. Now they wonder what else might be out there. That night, Gregory stood in his quarters looking at the stars. 2 years ago, humanity was alone in the universe. Now they were part of something vast and strange. They were finding their place in a galactic community that was both welcoming and nervous. His door chimed. Kress entered without his environmental suit. The Velkun spent months getting used to human environments, slowly building tolerance to the higher oxygen. I wanted to thank you, Kress said, for Kresnak. 3 of the rescued miners were Velkun. 1 was my brother. Gregory smiled. I am glad we could help. How is he recovering? Well, he says humans are insane. Kress's whiskers twitched in what might be amusement. But he is grateful for insane humans. We are not that crazy, Gregory protested. Gregory, you jumped into a volcanic rift without hesitation. You are crazy, but you are also the bravest people I ever met. After Kress left, Gregory returned to the window. Somewhere out there on countless worlds, other species looked up at the stars. They wondered if they were alone. Someday maybe the Union would find another Death World species. And when they did, humanity would be there to welcome them. After all, Gregory thought with a smile, it takes one to know one. 5 years after first contact, Earth earned full membership in the Galactic Union. The change was not smooth, but it was real. Humans now worked on over 300 Union stations and planets, always in special environmental zones, always slightly separate but increasingly part of the whole. Gregory was now Fleet Admiral of the Earth Union Combined Services. He stood in the council chamber of the High Council. The message he just received was unprecedented. He needed to tell the council immediately. The High Councilor's crystal branches chimed as Gregory entered. Admiral Stone, your message said urgent. One of our survey ships made contact with another species, Gregory announced. From a level 14 Deathworld, the chamber erupted in alarm from a dozen different species. Another Deathworld species? Scholar Velmora pulsed with rapid lights. So soon it was only a matter of time, Gregory said. The galaxy is vast. We were never going to be the only ones. Zeftal was now a high diplomat. They leaned forward. What do we know about them? They call themselves the Krevnari, Gregory said. He pulled up a hologram. They evolved on a super-Earth with 1.3 times our gravity. Their air is mostly nitrogen with trace methane. Temperatures range from -40 to +60 Celsius. They are silicon-based instead of carbon-based. The image showed beings that looked like living rock formations. Roughly humanoid but with crystal growths from their bodies, they moved with slow, powerful grace. How did they react to finding the Union? The High Counselor asked. Gregory smiled slightly. Much like we did. Confused why you think their world is uninhabitable. They have been spacefaring for 200 years but never met anyone else. They thought they might be alone in the universe and they requested to meet with humans? Zeftal asked. Specifically with humans, Gregory confirmed. They want to talk to the other Deathworlders. They want to understand how we joined the Union. The High Counselor was silent for a moment. This could be important. If Deathworld species can find common ground, if they can work together, then the Union becomes much stronger, Amanda said, entering the chamber. Excuse my interruption, Counselor, but I have been coordinating science exchange with the Krevnari. Their technology is remarkable. They have mining techniques we never imagined, material science centuries ahead of ours. They solve problems differently because their environment demands different solutions. What are you proposing? The High Counselor asked. A summit, Gregory said. The first Deathworld summit. Humans and Krevnari meet to share knowledge, experiences, and views. With Union observers, of course. Where would you hold this? Velmora asked. Neither species can survive in standard Union environments. The Wanderer has been refitted, Gregory said. We created modular environmental zones. It can host both human normal and Krevnari normal environments, plus a Union standard observation section. It is perfect for this. The Council discussed for 3 hours. In the end, they approved the summit. Union mediators must be present. Strict safety rules must be followed. 3 weeks later, the Wanderer floated in neutral space between human and Krevnari territories. On one side, the human delegation prepared an Earth-normal environment. On the other, the Krevnari settled into their high-pressure, methane-tinged air. Gregory stood at the airlock between zones. He watched through the window as the Krevnari leader approached from their side. Elder Stonesinger, as the translator gave their name, moved with dignity that reminded Gregory of glaciers. They met in the neutral zone, a special chamber where both could exist, though neither was fully comfortable. Gregory wore a pressure suit modified for Krevnari air. Stonesinger wore nothing. Their crystal body gleamed in adjusted lighting. Fleet Admiral Gregory Stone, Stonesinger's voice came through the translator like grinding rock. We reviewed your history with the Union. It mirrors our own in many ways. Gregory nodded. We were told our world was impossible, that we should not exist as were we. Stonesinger's crystal eyes refracted light in complex patterns. The Union is kind, but they do not understand. They evolved in paradise. We evolved in hell and it made us strong, Gregory agreed. But also careful. We value safety because we know how quickly things can go wrong. Stonesinger made a sound like tumbling rocks. Your people rescued Union miners from Kresnak. That world would have killed my people as easily as yours. Yet you went anyway. They needed help, Gregory said simply. That is what I wanted to understand. The Union saved us from isolation. But they are fragile. They need protection in ways they do not always understand. You took on that role, not protection, Gregory corrected. Partnership. We help with things dangerous for them. They help us with things we never imagined. It is mutual. Stonesinger was quiet. Among my people there is a saying. The mountain does not apologize for being a mountain. We are what our worlds made us. Strong, tough, adapted to hardship. The question is whether we use that strength to dominate or to protect. Humans struggled with that question for a long time, Gregory admitted. We have history we are not proud of. Wars, conquests, exploitation. But we learned, eventually. Now we try to be better, as do we. The Krevnari had clan wars for thousands of years. But when we reached space and found no one else, it gave us perspective. The universe is vast and empty. Life is rare. Intelligent life even rarer. It should be treasured, not destroyed. Over the next week, humans and Krevnari exchanged knowledge. Union observers called the sessions both fascinating and terrifying. The two species discussed survival strategies, technology, and philosophy about existence in hostile environments. Amanda led a joint science team exploring how Krevnari materials could be adapted for human use. Their ability to work with extreme pressures and temperatures opened possibilities for construction and environments. Humans thought unreachable. Lisa organized cultural exchanges that revealed surprising similarities. Both species developed art emphasizing endurance and permanence. Human rock carvings and monuments echoed Krevnari crystal sculptures that could last millions of years. Both told stories about overcoming impossible odds. On the final day, both delegations gathered in their zones with Union observers present by hologram. The High Counselor addressed them all. This summit was revealing. We learned that Deathworld species, while needing special consideration, bring unique strengths to the Union. I propose forming a new branch of Union services, the Hostile Environment Corps, staffed by Deathworld species supported by Union technology, dedicated to exploration and rescue in environments beyond standard tolerances. Gregory and Stonesinger exchanged glances across their screens. Then both nodded. Humans accept, Gregory said, as do the Krevnari. Stonesinger confirmed. Then it is decided. The High Counselor's branches chimed softly. 5 years ago, we believed Earth was an anomaly, a statistical impossibility. Now we understand it is not a mistake but a gift. Every Deathworld species we discover will bring new perspectives, new capabilities, new hope for solving problems we thought unsolvable. Zeftal spoke from their observer position. May I say something? Of course, Coordinator. When I first met the Wanderer 5 years ago, I thought I was documenting a tragedy, a species that somehow survived long enough to reach space despite impossible odds. Now I understand I was witnessing something else. Not survival despite hardship, but strength because of it. The Union has much to learn from Deathworlders, and I think the galaxy will be better for their presence. After the summit ended and the Krevnari left for home, Gregory remained on the Wanderer. He looked out at the stars. Amanda joined him at the observation window. Do you think there are more of us out there? She asked. More Deathworld species? Statistically, there must be, Gregory said. The galaxy is vast. If Earth and the Krevnari homeworld exist, there are probably dozens or hundreds of others. And when the Union finds them, then we will be there, Gregory said firmly, to welcome them, to show them they are not alone, to help them find their place in the galaxy. Amanda smiled. From feared Deathworlders to Galactic Welcoming Committee. We have come far, we have, Gregory agreed. And we are just getting started. 3 months later, the first Hostile Environment Corps station was completed in orbit around a neutron star, a joint construction project impossible for the Union alone. Human engineers worked with Krevnari builders. Each brought their unique adaptations to surviving one of the universe's most extreme places. Kyle was now captain of the Corps flagship rescue vessel. He stood on the bridge watching the station take shape. Lisa worked beside him as chief diplomatic officer, coordinating between species. You know, Kyle said thoughtfully, when we left Earth 5 years ago, I thought we were going to find our place among the stars. Turns out we were making a place for everyone else who did not fit. Lisa nodded. The Union is peaceful and prosperous because they evolved on gentle worlds. But the galaxy is not gentle. It needs people who understand that. People like us, Kyle said. The ones who grew up fighting gravity, weather, predators and each other. The ones who learned to thrive in impossible conditions. Earth rated level 15, possibly 16. Deathworld, Lisa said with a smile. Most dangerous place in the known galaxy. and it made us exactly what the universe needed. As the station's lights turned on against the radiation-soaked backdrop of the neutron star, Kyle raised a cup of coffee. "To Earth," he said. "May we never forget where we came from."